I was a former Democrat. My whole family were former Democrats. My mom's from California. They're all California Democrats. And now we all pretty much exclusively vote Republican or Libertarian.
Have these riots made you want to support President Trump even more?
Absolutely.
Katie Davis out here in Seattle, Washington. I want to know what the citizens of Seattle think of all of these riots and if they are persuading them to vote for President Trump or Joe Biden. Let's find out. Have these riots pushed you more in support of President Trump?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially the way the Democrats are leaning and saying this is all peaceful and they're not condoning any violence. They're allowing small businesses to get broken into. They're allowing people to get hurt, even killed. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous.
Come November, who are you guys voting for?
Trump. No question. Trump. This will be my first time voting. I'm so excited.
Prior to these riots, I would consider myself somewhat in the middle, and now definitely Donald Trump has my vote.
I am highly saddened by the protests. I do not feel that they are justified in what they're doing.
I just want everyone to know that these aren't peaceful protests, these are riots, and I do want Donald Trump to come in and restore law and order. That's all I gotta say.
No, if they don't do the job, I'll do the job.
I lived on Capitol Hill. I would walk out. I got jumped 3 times. 3 times. Once because of this.
Wow.
I have a USMC tattoo on my back. They don't support veterans, and 2, they don't support cops.
It's absolutely disgusting, horrible. It's an anarchic mess. It's communism personified. I mean, you have a bunch of Marxists down there trying to destroy what made this nation great. They're trying to annihilate the very idea of America.
Now, media continues to say that these protests are peaceful. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, since media are controlled by just a few folks and they spit out the same talking points, I'm not surprised, but I am all for First Amendment protected protests, but the First Amendment does not protect things that are not peaceful.
Peaceful protesting? I mean, that's not what it is.
You can't really peacefully throw Molotovs at people, you know?
Oh. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It's anarchy. And we have a lot of actual communists, hammer and sickle communists who live here in this region and anarchists, and they are working together to destroy our cities.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then these people here, these cops that have been protecting us their whole life, how do people actually think they sleep at night? It's because of the cops. Because we have Seattle PD. I've never owned a gun until just now. You want to see something? No, I don't. I just got my gun and a concealed weapons permit. I'm 40 years old. I've never owned a gun in my life. Never thought I would have to until now. Until people started talking about the funding of police.
Some are. There are some peaceful people there. Some of them are peaceful protesters, but a lot of them are not. So by saying that it's I've heard Nadler say that it's a myth that, there's protests going on in Portland that are violent, and it's a myth of what's happening in CHOP.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
It's not. There's a lot of violence. We've had reports of people who've been killed. They don't get a lot of attention locally because that wouldn't look good for certain people running for re-election here in the state. But it's out of control, and we need law and order back.